Alright guys, so now I want to go over Instagram and how you can essentially generate traffic to your store with Instagram. Now we just went over Facebook and how you can essentially link drop from Facebook and utilize Facebook groups to get traffic to your store or your page or your website in general. Now same thing goes with Instagram, but it's a slightly different method. So this specific method right here is called target following. Now target following is something I teach across the board, and depending on your goals in 2018 and forward, you might want to use it or you might not. Now I have an entire course on the new Instagram algorithm update here in 2018 and utilizing it to your advantage. I won't plug it because, like we talked about before, all these are linked on my website and they're also linked in the bonus lectures. Now all these courses I'm talking about are, so don't worry about them. But specifically here with target following, you're going to want to pay attention to what your goals are on Instagram. So if your goal is to grow your page, grow your brand and basically gain more followers, then potentially here in 2018 and going forward, target following might not be for you. But if your main goal is to generate traffic to your store or your website, whatever it is, then this is for you. And granted, if you do want to grow your brand, you could always just create another. So specifically, to give you an example, let's go to BG Media Innovation. There we go. So this is a specific example of my company's website, or my company's Instagram, and I generate traffic to obviously my free dropshipping course, and clearly I send traffic there from my Instagram. Now I don't target follow necessarily on this Instagram anymore, but what I do is I use other Instagrams that are literally just like this. Now look at how this page is set up and looks. If we go to passive income online, it's literally another Instagram that's the same exact Instagram with the same exact links and the same exact posts, but I target follow on this one. So that's something that you could do if you're not trying to ruin your brand and your Instagram's brand. Just create another Instagram that has the same exact stuff that you post the same exact stuff to, that target follows in that same exact niche. It's going to generate traffic to your store. Now you're just interested in the method and the strategy behind this. It doesn't necessarily matter if you do it on your Instagram or a bunch of different Instagrams that are all different. So that's something to keep in mind. A little caveat there, very important. But me specifically, now you'll see here that I don't really use this Instagram anymore. I just teach with it. Now this was an Instagram I used for my dropshipping store way back in the day when I used to dropship, Police Pride and Back the Blue, merchandise from, Shopify. Now I since shut that store down because the entire process of me teaching Shopify dropshipping and Amazon dropshipping was done through this store so that people could see how I did it, perform that stuff, and so on and so forth. And so I don't actually use this store anymore. I shut it down, and I don't even use my bio link for this Instagram. I just kind of teach with it, like I said. But when I used to target follow for this method, what I would do is I would post and then I would potentially target follow people. So I would go to I would obviously set up the link in my bio to the dropshipping store, or for you specifically it might be whatever your website is, and then I would find pages in my niche and target follow them. So I would potentially go to let's just type in police and see what pops up. So police posts, and see if that's a good one. And it is 183,000 followers. So what I would do is I wouldn't follow their followers. I would follow the people that liked and engaged with their latest posts, because clearly those people are targeted around this niche. They like police, and they're still active because they liked something fairly recently. So I would go through and I'd follow all the people that liked this, or follow all the people that commented on this post. And what that would do is periodically, of course, you want to follow about no more than, I say 900, sorry, I almost said 9,000, 900 people a day, and roughly 100 people an hour to the max. That's my suggestions. Now that changes obviously every single, every so often on Instagram, but that typically will keep you relatively safe. You never want to go over 900 follows a day. But then potentially what that would do is if I started following people around this niche on different pages like this that had engaged with the latest posts, what they would do is they'd see, everybody gets that notification, and they would see, Official Back the Blue just followed me. So what they would do is 9 times out of 10, they would come over to Official Back the Blue, see what you're all about, and be like, this is a similar page. They just followed me. Clearly I like police stuff. I'm going to follow them as well. And that's what the majority of people do. Now, your numbers might be a little bit different, depending on your niche, depending on what you're dropshipping, depending on, the quality of the pictures and the stuff and the engagement on your page. you might see roughly 20 to 50% of people of followbacks potentially when you follow. That those numbers can be skewed, they can change depending on a lot of things. But the point is, if you, let's say you follow 900 people a day and you're getting back about 200 to 300 followers, that's going to bring traffic to your store, because of those 200 to 300 potential followers a day, let's hope that maybe 50 to 100 of them click your bio link and see what that's all about as well. And so that's the key with target following. You're basically following people that engage with similar posts on similar pages and hoping that that brings your bio link traffic, because it basically does, just to keep it simple and not get into too specific of it. But it really, really works well. And the great thing about this is you can do it manually. Or you can do it, automated. So you don't have to worry about actually physically getting on and following 100 people an hour or something like that, or 50 people an hour. You can literally just go through and, set it up on automation. Now there's a bunch of different apps that I'm going to suggest to you, and I'll just go to Google to type them in really fast to show you. The first one that you're going to want to get is Cleaner. If you're going to want to do this manually, you're going to need Cleaner, and that's obviously not, it's not going to pop up here, but on the Instagram or on the iPhone App Store, Cleaner is an app that will basically get rid of the people that you follow. And that's relevant because if you're manually following, 900 people a day, and you're not going to want to jump to 900 a day right away, by the way. If you don't normally follow people, maybe start with 100 a day and do that for a couple of days. And then, move that up to 200 a day. And then do that for a couple more days, and so on and so forth. Build up to that number slowly, slowly, slowly. Don't just jump to 900. But you're going to want Cleaner because you're obviously going to be following a lot more people than follow you back, and you're going to want to keep your numbers in check so it doesn't look ridiculous. Now, another one is a great app to follow with and not necessarily delete your followers is Captivate. So Captivate is also on the App Store. It's a great one, and it will basically, put that following on automation. I believe it's only $5 or $6 in the App Store. Now that only limits you to one potential Instagram account. If you're interested in scaling up and really getting all this on automation and, not just liking and following, but also commenting and engaging and literally everything across the board, I suggest Follow Liker. Now, Follow Liker is a great Instagram automation tool. I still use it myself. And I have an entire course on Instagram automation as well. Clearly, you know where those are. I won't plug it. And I also have a bunch of Instagram Follow Liker videos on my YouTube channel, BG Media Innovation, youtube.com/BG Media Innovation. And you can go through and look through the Instagram automation playlist that will literally run you through the entire process there as well. So whether you want to get the course or just kind of piece together the Instagram automation playlist, they can both really, really help you as well. But that's basically target following in a nutshell. I won't insult your intelligence and really kind of go over it too much, because I believe that you understand it clearly, and it's something that you should be utilizing for your store, whether that's on your actual brand page, like I said, or a dummy page like the one that I showed you. Make a couple of them. You don't just need one. Maybe make 3 or 4, and then that's you're not just following potentially 900 people a day, but you're following 900 a day times 4 or times 5, and that's how you can really scale up and really, really, really use Instagram to increase the traffic to your store.